Welcome, Schmelcom. I'm Winnie, and this is my channel, Winnie on Screen. This is a new segment I wanted to do called Tune Out the Noise. And on this channel, I talk about cartoons, whether that's deep analysis or me reviewing a cartoon that is requested. And this is my very first time doing this. I've been meaning to do it for a while, and I'm finally getting started on it, and I'm really excited. And if what I'm doing sounds like something you want to be invested in and keep track of, you can follow me on all my socials, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter. All of those will be in the description for you to click on and follow. Support your boy. So, let's get into what this video is all about, The Kids Next Door. This was one of my absolute favorite cartoons growing up. A quick recap. Hi. Hello. It's about a bunch of kid operatives fighting adult tyranny. We got our main characters 5, 4, 3, 2, and of course, 1. All of the adult villains are forcing the kids to grow up, right? But I think that it's more to it than just forcing them to accept the fact that they're going to grow up. It's an older generation that was told one way of growing up to a younger generation that sees many other avenues on how they want to approach adulthood. Not only did this cartoon prepare me for getting older and accepting that I'm going to be a grown up, it also prepared me for what a healthy and unhealthy family dynamic looks like. You got the traditionals, you got Gen X, baby boomers, millennials, Gen Z, or Gen 911 if you want to call them that. And then we got Gen Alpha coming in. Oh my God, I'm old. And I think the best example to explain how this show prepared me for generational trauma is, of course, the Nigel Uno family tree. So, like, really to get the point across, I guess you would say grandfather would be the boomer, father and Nigel's dad would be Gen X, and then the kids next door would be the millennials and Gen Z, right? Nigel Uno, aka number 1, is the son of number 0, the nephew of father, the grandson of grandfather, and the cousin of the delightful children from down the lane.
My uncle!
Yeah, you know the one who wouldn't join him after he found the book of KND, blah, 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 yada, yada.
But if you're my uncle, then that makes grandfather my grandfather!
What are you, president of the obvious club or something?
That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with and having to, like, accept, like, half of your family are your arch nemesis. Like, number 5 and her older sister Cree are going through the same thing. But in the Uno family tree, we see 2 people from Gen X, father and Nigel's dad. When you see the neglect and abuse that grandfather put father through and how that reflected how he would move as a parent with the delightful children from down the lane, it beautifully represents how a lot of adults act now. Even when father changed himself the same way I just did with my fresh haircut and a new shirt. This for anybody that's listening instead of watching. I know how you guys YouTube. I ain't new to this. But even when he changed himself to be the spitting image of his father, it meant nothing to him. He still got treated like do not, and I repeat, do not cosplay as your abuser. It gets you nowhere. Both sons had equal neglect and abuse, but then had very different outcomes when they got older. One became just like his abusive father. The other kickstarted a whole fucking organization that fights off adult tyranny to the point where when he became an adult, he forgot that he did that because he was decommissioned. But one thing he did remember is, I ain't trying to be nothing like my pappy. Okay, back to the version of me in the blue jacket. And that sense of you not being good enough, that stays with you, and it goes into your parenting and how you deal with your kids. Because whenever the delightful children got beat by the kids next door, father crashed out. He made them feel like they weren't good enough. We see that today. But then, like 3 seconds later, he would spoil them and give them whatever they wanted because he never wants to have a moment where they say, "You never did anything for us." the same way his grandfather never did anything for him. Like it's a very toxic cycle. Look at this house. Look at that mansion they live in. He can afford therapy. I also love that the delightful children from down the lane is just the bougie way of saying kids next door. You know, when you try to make your resume sound more professional, that's what their name feels like. Now, if there's anything you could say about millennials, is that we hold on to nostalgia more than any generation. And I say that as a millennial man holding a rainbow monkey, something I never thought I'd be able to obtain when I was young. I'm fully aware, okay? I'm aware. All right, so don't come for me. But Gen X is kind of famous for, chasing that validation and approval from the boomer parent that really wasn't going to give them any of that because they're too stuck in their ways. Now, I am very grateful that I have both parents that treated me right. But if I was in a situation where they abused me as a kid, and then when I become an adult, I release them from an eternal prison and they clock right back in to treating me like crap, I'm gonna just hang it up. There's no point. We saw many moments in the show where Nigel's dad gives him the emotional support and love that he never got from grandfather. So not only did the kids next door show me what generational trauma looks like, it also showed us how you could prevent it. And another reason why I'm able to see the differences so well is because my dad, this is from personal experience, my dad is number zero. He didn't just put clothes on my back and food on my belly and think that's all I need to do as a parent. No, I want to spend time with my son. I want to make sure he knows he can come to me for emotional support as well.
And I need to complete the most important mission of my life, being a good father to my son.
I would not be who I am today as an adult if my dad was anything like father and grandfather from Kids Next Door. And it's not just grandfather from Kids Next Door. There are plenty of adult cartoon characters that represent people who have kids, but they are not parents. I truly believe that cartoons play a big role into how we go about building our own personal growth and character. And as you keep up with my channel and watch more and more of my videos, because there are more to come, but as you keep up with my channel, you're going to see and understand, what I mean by that. I also want this video to be a reminder to everybody. Check in with your inner child. You want to make sure that you're nurturing and taking care of that inner child, because the last thing you want to do is neglect it the way that you were neglected as a child, or the way your parent was neglected as a child. But that's it. I'm done being deep for the day. If you got this far, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I post videos like this every Saturday. And the reason I do that is because I want everybody to get that nostalgic feeling you had waking up on a Saturday and watching cartoons. I want to bring that same feeling back by posting every Saturday to talk about cartoons. This is my way of helping you, get in touch with that inner child again. So remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Winnie. This is Winnie on Screen.